Welcome back to the Venom Workshop. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to change the sprockets and the chain on this Grizzly. And sprockets wear out and chains wear out and snap, so this is the best way to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it, like I said, how to change both sprockets and the chain. You are going to have to separate the chain to do that. It's not hard to do. I'll show you how to do it, how to find the master link so you can do that. And let's just get started. It's like I said, it's a pretty basic, easy job, but we are going to want to remove some things first. So this footwell right here, we're going to want to remove that because the sprocket cover is right behind that. So we're going to want to get that off first. So to take that off is pretty easy. You're going to need a 5mm Allen key or some sort of Allen driver with the 5. And you're also going to need a 13mm socket with an extension. I'll show you why. And you need an 8mm socket. And we'll need a flat screwdriver as well. So I might as well grab everything right away. We'll move everything in close now for you. And grab something to put your bolts and nuts in so you don't have them lying all over the floor around you and then they get kicked around and lost. We don't want that. So let's put all my stuff together here and we'll get started. Alright, let's get started. So what we're going to want to do first is remove all of our bolts from the footwell. So okay, now just the other 3 on the back side. That's the last one of those. Okay, so now if you remember, I had to bring over a 13 with an extension. And that is for these. So we're going to want to remove these 2 bolts. They might be really tight if you have never taken them off. Okay, now we take our tray down. Okay, now we just lift this straight up. This like that and get it out of our way. Okay, now next. This is our, that's our sprocket cover right there. So we're going to take that off. You're also going to need a 10mm socket. Now your sprocket cover, you just take it off. Don't lay it down like that because it's just gonna get all scratched. Lay it down on its back. Now, I don't want you to take those off yet, because when we try to take the ones off the back, it's gonna want to really spin, and there's no way you're gonna hold that sprocket in place. So you're best off to take the rear ones off when it's in gear and this chain is still on. If you don't have the chain, like it's snapped, and you still have to change that rear sprocket, you might have to get a good sized pipe wrench to get on that axle so you can do that. But what I'm going to do is put it in reverse so it doesn't want to roll forward, just so I can loosen off them bolts, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So these bolts right here all have to be loosened. That's a 10 mil. And rather than fight with that, I'll let the motor take the brunt of it. Because these all have Loctite on them. And you don't have to take them right out to loosen them off. Oh, that one's really tight. There we go. And the reason they're so tight, like I said, is there's Loctite on them. That's not a bolt you want to come loose while you're riding. Okay. Now we're going to want to take our rear tire off too. You're going to need I think it's not mistaken, it's a 30 mil socket to take off that, because you actually want to take off the hub, not just the rear wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that socket, and I'll be right back, and we'll get that rear tire off, like I said, and then we'll pop the sprocket off and the other chain, or the chain master link, and get this done. Okay, so I grabbed the socket, but I also grabbed my my little bike lift here, because I wanted to I want the rear tire off the ground to do this. So that's it. So now I just have to take off this rear tire here, and all I'm going to need to do is just pull out this cotter pin. I just have to bend it down. I'm going to grab a set of needle nose. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like I said, that's a 30 mil. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to want to remove our front sprocket, so we can get the chain off the sprockets. So we'll take that off first. That's a 10 mil. And if you see your sprocket moving back and forth like that, that's normal. It's supposed to be like that. So don't panic or anything. It is supposed to move. This collar right here holds the sprocket on. There we go. And like I said, if you leave that in reverse like that, then the engine helps. And you'll notice there too, if you look, there's remnants of Loctite there too. So let's take that off. And then that should just pull off. There we go. And we can remove this sprocket. And these sprockets are brand new, so I'm not going to change them, but I'm going to still take them off and show you what I was talking about, how to change them. Now, we'll remove next our master link. Because the chain does wrap the frame at the cross member right here, it wraps around there. So if you look right here though, that's our master link right there. So usually what I do is I'll just take a screwdriver and I'll push the master link up. Just like that. Then you take the collar off that. And then the link out of it, like that. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how to put this back together too, so you have nothing to worry about. And then you can remove your chain like that. And then we can go ahead and pull the rest of our bolts off this sprocket. Go. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. If you look at all these bolts, they've all got Loctite on them. So when I put this back together, I'm going to re-Loctite that. And we can take this sprocket off. And again, this sprocket's brand new, so I'm just going to put it right back on. But if you were changing the chain, it would be the same thing. Now we got our chain off. This one's full of chain butter, so it's sticky, very sticky. But that's good because it stops it from rusting. It's like a lube that stays stuck on there. And you'll notice the remnants of Loctite on there too. So now we're going to do basically the same to put it all back together. There's no difference. I am going to get some Loctite because I do want to Loctite those back in when I put them back on. And it doesn't take much, just a drop, and we'll put everything back together. So I'm going to get the Loctite, and we'll keep going here. I think I might have to go to the actual shop and get the Loctite, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back there. I got my Loctite. Okay. So you just need to put like a drop like that on, that's it. So I'll go ahead and get my sprocket back in place. Something else I'm going to do too before I put my sprocket up. I'm just going to lay my chain inside here. It makes it a little bit easier. My Loctite bolt. And I'm just going to start it. I'm not going to bolt it all the way in just yet. Again, Loctite. I'll go down across the side down to the bottom here. Like that. Again, a little Loctite. There we go. And you can go ahead and tighten them right down. And you don't have to tighten them the tightest they can go. Right now you're just snugging them up till you get everything back together, and then you can hit them a good tighten. Go. Alrighty. Now, there we go. All right. Now we can go ahead and we can put our front sprocket back on. I mean, it's real super easy. And I know you're thinking, why aren't I not putting the chain on at the same time? I'll explain why. I want to put it together first. And then we're going to do just like you did when you were a little kid and your chain used to pop off your bike. There we go. I do not recommend putting Loctite on these bolts. I find when you do, they have a habit of stripping, and then it's real tough to get this sprocket off. Now, because we're tightening, let's there we go. Okay, so now we're going to put our chain back together, and that's actually pretty simple. It's not that difficult. So we'll just rotate it over the top of the bottom sprocket. We're going to lift it up like that. Our link goes in from the back. It goes like that. And then like that. And then there's the top of the link. It goes on like that. No. Like that. And then your key slips into place. Now the key goes on halfway first, like that. And then slips forward like that. All you have to do is get a flat screwdriver and push it forward into place. Just like that until it snaps, and it's perfect. Now, oh, we did that totally wrong. See that? I didn't include it over the top of the frame here. So I gotta pop my thing off again. I talk like it's so hard, but it's not really. It's hard because I'm trying to do it for the camera, but there we go. There we go. Take that back off. So now we're going to do it the right way. So break it up like that. Go. And again, our link from the back. Like that. And the top plate of it. And our link, our master link goes back on. And just push it forward again with the screwdriver until you hear it click like that, and it's done. Now, it's easy to put the front sprocket on. So all we're going to do is let it off down here. We're going to let the front sprocket go on. We're going to slip it forward, and then we're going to put it in neutral, like that. There we go. And we just want to roll it on now. Just like that. Now if I show you how I have this chain. Now I'm just going to go to the other tire, and I'm just going to roll it until that tire comes, or that chain comes on. And that's it. Now our chain's on. I just want to check. And that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. You want about half an inch to a 3/4 inch play in the chain like that. So when you do this, that's about how much play you want in there. That's perfect. And your chain, if it's brand new, is gonna stretch. So you don't want to make it too tight where it snaps, because the chain is gonna stretch. So now our chain's back on. I can go ahead and put my sprocket cover right here. I can go ahead and put it back in place. Okay. Quick tighten on those. That's it for that. Now we just have to put the tire back on. Okay. So now we just have to put our tire back on. Okay. And our castle nut goes on. Perfect right there. I just happened to hit my cotter hole. Well, maybe not perfect. I gotta come back just a tiny, tiny little hair. Ooh, I think that's it. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. So that's done. Our tire's on. We can go ahead and lower it down. All right. Okay, now all I have to do is I have to tighten up my my rear sprocket that I have on the ground, like that. I'm going to put it in drive. So when it tries to, oh, sorry. Put it in reverse, so when it tries to back up, it tightens up. There we go. Okay, so our sprocket's nice and tight now. All right. Okay, so now all we have to do like that. So it's hooked into the body right now. We got our foot panel back on. Like I said, you just want to make sure these hooks line up with the tabs so that it all snugs in tight. And now we can go ahead and we can put in all of our bolts for the boot well. And when you put them in, just finger tighten them for now. Don't tighten them until you get your two bottom bolts in, the big 13 bolt. So that. Okay. Okay, almost done. Okay, now we just have to put on our two 13s at the bottom. There we go. Just like that. I need my socket. That's good. There we go. And that right there, folks, is how you change the two sprockets and the chain on your Grizzly. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any concerns, questions, or anything, always reach out. We can be reached at 1-855-984-1612. And just talk to one of our reps, and we'll get you fixed up and helped out right away.